Hi, Ray.
I'm actually alleged.
Oh, you're a legend, not a legend.
Right.
Oh, okay. My bad. We misspelled that. All right. Help me out there. Local reaction versus national reaction to Colin Kaepernick is what?
I don't know that it's been radically different. I think most people tend to agree that he has the right to speak up. And I think part of that is fueled by the fact that there is no NFL or organizational rule requiring it. After that, it just sort of breaks down on age and party lines whether what he said has resonance or not. But I think it's not. It's unlike the Barry Bonds thing in that Kaepernick is not a guy who is today helping the 49ers be a great team. So that part of it has sort of been removed. It's more of a how do I feel about this issue more than that's my guy saying it, so I have to defend him.
What's Chip Kelly say?
Chip Kelly has tried to keep the ball in the middle of the fairway for any number of reasons. One, his history in Philadelphia was at least slightly problematic in some eyes. Secondly, Colin Kaepernick is his second best quarterback, and his first job is to take care of the football team. So he's basically said, I respect his right to sit. That's not something I would do or that I think, most people in our organization would do. But he's chosen not to make a public issue of it yet. And I think the reason is clear. He can't say with a straight face that Jeff Driscoll or Christian Ponder are better fits for the backup job than Colin Kaepernick right now.
How often does Kaepernick talk to the media, the accessibility? Because normally quarterbacks don't have, there's not that accessibility to be able to talk to them whenever you want to talk to them.
Not often. I don't know that he's any more reticent than most starting quarterbacks in the NFL. And I don't know that he enjoys the process very much, but he's not adamantly against it to the point where he purposely makes himself unavailable. I mean, he's probably slightly more available or has been in the last year and a half than he was when he was the starter on a very good team.
I have so many questions for Kaepernick, and when did this happen? Like, did anybody see this coming? What was the inspiration for this or a tipping point where you've jeopardized your career? And I don't know if he wants to be an activist and a quarterback or a quarterback and an activist.
Well, I don't know that you can't be either. I mean, the fact that nobody else has done it, makes people wonder. But I don't know that there was like a moment that basically made him become an outspoken social activist. But his Twitter feed, his Instagram, he's retweeted a number of things along this line for a while. And I think most people, saw sort of a gradual development of this probably over the last year. But there was no linchpin. There was no aha moment that anybody can point to. And until he says there is one, I think we sort of have to take him at his word on that.
More interested in what happens the next game on the road or the next game at home with Kaepernick? Well,
the next game on the road is the one that he's probably going to play a lot because it's the fourth exhibition game. That's when the starter, never sees the field, and Blaine Gabbert is the starter. So Kaepernick, I presume, unless Chip Kelly has something else in mind, will get a lot of the snaps. It'll be in San Diego, which is a military town, so he'll catch a fair amount of grief. And then the next game after that is the Monday night game at home against the Rams. And I think if you're looking just for a visceral reaction, it will be greater this Thursday than it will be a week from Monday. But it'll be interesting for the first couple of weeks, and then I think Kaepernick fatigue will sort of set in. And like every other issue, it'll just sort of fade.
I was also curious if the organization or if Chip Kelly just said, look, I understand what you're doing, but when we go onto the field, we go on as a team. If you go onto the field with us, you're part of a team. If you want to have some kind of protest, I go into the locker room and not be out here for the anthem. That's all I'm asking. But if you watch Hard Knocks, you see how important the anthem is in how to stand with Jeff Fisher. He's instructing his players how he wants them to stand. Chip Kelly, pro-military, is that a possibility that he would say, for us and for you, this is what we would like you to do?
Well, he's had 3 cracks at it and hasn't done that yet. I mean, don't forget that this wasn't the first time that Kaepernick has sat through the anthem.
But this is the first time we noticed,
though. It's only the first time that anybody's noticed.
Yes.
And it's only the first time that he's worn a uniform when he's done it. But if you're a member of the organization, and you want the anthem to be uniformly, respected by standing up, he would have been told something before now. And it's pretty clear that he hasn't been. So I have to assume that this is not as troublesome to Chip Kelly as people maybe either would like it to be or would think it would be. And not every team is adamant about having everybody stand in line in formation on the sideline for the anthem either. So it really is sort of an organizational choice, and more specifically, a coach's choice. And like I said, Chip Kelly's had 3 cracks to do something about this if it troubled him, and it hasn't troubled him yet.
What about Kaepernick's ability? Can he still be a borderline great quarterback? Because most quarterbacks who have success build on that success, and he has not, it feels like, and due to injury as well, but his skills have been lessened. Why?
Well, I think in large part, the roster's been lessened. It's not as good a team. They have very few weapons. And even during the Harbaugh years, it was a defense-first operation. Mm-hmm. Now, Kaepernick, when he emerged, was so unlike Alex Smith that his skill set probably jumped out more than maybe it would normally have. But defenses have a much easier time adjusting to an offense than the other way around. And I think defenses got enough looks at Kaepernick that they devised ways to neutralize what he does well and sort of exacerbate what he doesn't. I think most people think that he's still not great at going through his progressions, that he fixates on that first receiver, and then if it doesn't happen, he's going to put the ball under his arm. And he's at the stage now where that may never get fixed. But I think when he was under Jim Harbaugh and they were running that offense, they had this safety valve of Frank Gore 25 times a game, and it was not a very intrepid offense in terms of taking chances. It was, we're going to get to 20, you're going to get to 10, and we're going to win time in and time out. And I think that's really sort of the essence of the Kaepernick ethos. He was playing for a coach who was a very good offensive coach, but a conservative one, a classic Big Ten offensive coach in a lot of ways. And I don't know that either he ever made the adjustment from there as the roster diminished, or whether he just sort of hit his wall quickly.
He's the alleged Ray Ratto from Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Ray, always great to talk to you. We appreciate you getting up for the program.
That's why coffee is your best entertainment value.
Thank you, Ray. All right. So Ray Ratto, the legendary Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area senior insider. We don't mess with junior insiders.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.